my name is Yves Habersaat, and today we are talking about an overview of Viva Connections extension points. So don't forget to donate to the Chicago Public Schools. You have the link just here and the QR code if you want to donate. So your donation makes a difference. So thank you. If you have any feedback about the session or the conference, don't forget to go to this link and make a feedback. It's really appreciated. And thank you to the sponsor. Without the sponsor, we can't organize this kind of event and we can speak. So really thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you. So let me introduce myself. So my name is Yves Habersaat, and I'm a business application consultant at Sword Group, and I'm based in Lyon, in Switzerland. My key areas are Microsoft 365, Azure, Dynamics 365, Power Platform, and ServiceNow. I'm also a Microsoft certificate trainer and a Microsoft 365 and Azure developer. So I'm focused on SPFX, Teams SDK, TypeScript, React, .NET Core, and other languages like X++ for Dynamics 365 finance and operations. So this is my focus, my development language, which I focus on. If you have any question about the session or anything you want to request after the session, you can reach me out on the social network and on my website. So feel free to reach me out if you have any question or technical stuff. Right, that's for me. And for today, we have 3 objectives. So the first, you will get a recap of what is Viva Connections and how to deploy it in your Microsoft 365 tenant. The second will be to understand current available Viva Connections extensibility options. And the third, you will get an overview of upcoming Viva Connection extensibility options, which are currently in beta. It's a beta, and the demo will focus on some beta features. The agenda, we will start with Viva Connections recap. What is Viva Connection, or to deploy Viva Connection, and what's new with Viva Connection. And just after, we are going to go through the extensibility options with mainly SharePoint Framework, because at the moment, this is the main extension point. We are talking about Power Platform and the coming soon features in beta. At the end, I will just go through a demo with all the extension points in place. And if you have any question, we will take a moment just after the session. Right. So just a quick Viva Connections recap. So what is Viva Connections? Viva Connections is a gateway to a modern employee experience to keep your employee engaged and informed. This Viva Connections is built on your current Microsoft 365 ecosystem, and behind it's powered by SharePoint. The key features are an integration into Microsoft Teams. You have audience targeting with Azure AD groups. You can work with news and conversation from SharePoint and Yammer. You have integration with Yammer communities. You can integrate files and videos from OneDrive and Stream. And at the end, you have the dashboard customization with SharePoint Framework, Power Platform, and other third-party solution. It was announced last week at Microsoft Build, and it's currently in private beta. But in my demo, you will see what is behind dashboard customization with SharePoint Framework currently in beta. I have a specific topic for that in the demo. So the second part is how to deploy Viva Connections. So Viva Connections, you are building the Viva Connection app with a custom PowerShell script. And this script will generate a Microsoft Teams app package. And you will deploy this app package through the Teams admin center in the app catalog. If you want, you can pin the app by default for the whole company in the menu. If you want, you can deploy multiple experiences. If you have, for example, multiple sites, you can generate multiple apps and deploy these apps for the end users. It's possible. And at the end, what is new with Viva Connection? Because in the past, it was possible to integrate modern SharePoint pages inside Microsoft Teams, but the experience wasn't really good. Because if you remember, for those who were trying this, the navigation wasn't really good. It wasn't in full screen mode, so there was a lot of problems. But in Viva Connections, these problems have been addressed and are solved right now. So basically, you have a custom branded app for your company. You have one-stop access to your intranet resources for the global navigation. You can search content and other stuff with the search bar. You have an integration with the search engine. You have the full screen support with header and navigation. In the past, it wasn't really optimized in the header and navigation. You have brand new contextual actions. And inside, you have the customer-specific experience with out-of-the-box Webpart and other stuff, and custom capabilities that we are talking today. And if we see the Viva Connection experience right now, so what's new with the Viva Connection experience? You have a custom branded app. This is the entry point of your Viva Connections. Then you have an access to your intranet resources with a global navigation. This global navigation includes news, your sites, and a global navigation menu. This is where you can access everything inside your intranet. Then you have the support intranet, the intranet search, and this search bar is integrated with the Viva Connections experience. So you can search inside your intranet. It's possible. Then we have the full screen with header and navigation. In the past, it wasn't really good, but now we have the full screen experience with header and navigation. And brand new, the contextual action, which basically are to copy the link, to refresh the page, the language picker, and the icon to go to the SharePoint site. This is brand new for Viva Connections. And at the end, we have the customer-specific experience. This is a custom web part. We are seeing this in the demo just after, but you can integrate out-of-the-box feature like SharePoint online site. This is what's new with Viva Connections right now. So right now, extensibility option. What are the main principles for Viva Connection extensibility? So basically, you have the full control of what's been included on the Viva Connection experience. So Microsoft don't make a template for your intranet and your experience. So you have the full control. The second is you can use out-of-the-box and custom SharePoint Framework web part as every SharePoint Online site. You can extend the experience of the header and footer with SharePoint Framework extension. We will see it just in a few slides. One of the great features with SharePoint Framework is that you can develop branded app for Viva Connection, SharePoint, and Teams as Webpart, tab, or personal app. So you can develop one time the code, and you are deploying it for Viva Connection, SharePoint, and Teams. This is a great feature for me. On my side, I'm using it every time to deploy on SharePoint and Teams at one time. And at the end, we have the capability to build specific components for the mobile experience. We are talking of this in a few slides too. So this is the dashboard experience at the end. So these are the main principles of extensibility for Viva Connections. Then we are starting with the SharePoint Framework, which is the main extension point for Viva Connection at the moment. So with SharePoint Framework, you can develop for a lot of experiences. So I have make a slide with all these experiences. So with Webpart, you can extend Teams personal app, you can create Teams tabs, and you can create Teams meeting apps. For Viva Connection cards, you have the adaptive cards feature to develop these cards. For SharePoint pages, you can create Webparts and you can deploy extension. For SharePoint app pages, which are SharePoint Webpart in a full screen mode, you can create Webpart and extension, and you have all the other extension like command set and list view extension, field customizer, which are at the end. This is the SharePoint Framework experiences in Microsoft 365, and you can deal with it to create really great apps across all these products. So the first extension point is SharePoint Framework Webpart. So the Webpart is maybe one of the most famous extensibility option of SharePoint Online. The Webpart runs in the context of the sign-in user. There is no iframes. You can use the framework you want. By default, Microsoft is using React in the template, but you can use Knockout, Angular, Vue, Handlebars, and other framework you want. You are not fixed in the framework you want to use. So SPFX Webpart can be added to both classic and modern pages. And the SPFX solution can be used to extend Microsoft Teams, as I said before, for personal app, team tab app, meeting app, and other stuff. For Webpart, we have full access to Microsoft Graph for the MS Graph client class. You have the full API access with all scopes, and the API permission need to be declared in the manifest file. One of the great things with Webpart is that you can use the Microsoft Graph Toolkit. Microsoft Graph Toolkit is a set of pre-built UI components to access Microsoft Graph. The latest version 2.2 is available with brand new UI components called File and File List. This kit is really amazing because you have all the basic components like people picker, Teams channel picker pre-built for you. So you just include this toolkit in your project and you can generate these components in just a few seconds. The latest version was published weeks ago, and there is always new components introduction in the new releases. So it's a really great toolkit, and I will show you in the demo how I use the Microsoft Toolkit for my Webpart. And you have the SharePoint REST API access for the SP HTTP client class. And at the end, you can interact with Azure AD Protected API with the AAD HTTP client class. For example, if you have Azure Function, Azure API Management, .NET Core Web API, and you have the authentication flow through Azure AD. So you have a really great set of tools for Webpart to develop some amazing experiences. This is Microsoft Graph Toolkit now. In this toolkit, we have a lot of pre-built components, as I said before, and you have all this list. You have, so for example, the people picker, you have the team channel pickers, you have the agenda, you have the planner task, to-do task, and a lot of other components. And you can, in a few seconds, integrate them inside your Webpart project. So it's really quick. You just need to reference the toolkit and it's done. I will show you this in the demo. Now, second extension point, we have Application Customizer. Application Customizer, you can access the well-known location on SharePoint pages, and you can modify this location based on your business and functional requirements. Basically, actually, the page placeholder are top and bottom, which are known as header and footer. This is the only location available at the moment, but Microsoft will update with new location to extend in the coming maybe months or week because it was announced through user voice. So at the moment you have only header and footer customization, but there will be new locations available in the coming months or weeks. Next, we have Field Customizer, which is maybe not the most famous extension point, but you can customize the list view field. It's like JSON formatting for Microsoft List or SharePoint List, but you can add more logic with TypeScript code. Sorry, this is the main feature of using SharePoint Framework for this kind of customization. You can add more complex logic with TypeScript. Then we have the list view command set. This is to customize the command at the top of the list and the custom actions, and you can customize the action. It's not really famous too. These two are not the really famous ones. Then at the end of the SharePoint Framework component, we have the library component. It's useful when you have multiple solutions and you want to share some core features between them. So you are developing a library and you are publishing this library like every SharePoint Framework solution in the app catalog, and you can use these classes or components inside all your solutions. It's a shared code. This is really interesting when you have core features and you want to implement this core feature inside all your project. Okay, perfect. And now we are just switching to some out-of-the-box feature because it's really interesting to mention that. For Power Apps, you can integrate out-of-the-box a Power Apps or Dataverse for Team app. It's like the usual experience, but it's embedded in SharePoint Online. But be careful, if you are integrating one of your app in Viva Connection, you need to share this app before to the whole company to be fully available inside the experience. So basically, when you are developing Power App, you are sharing this app to the whole company and you are integrating inside Viva Connections. That's the requirement. That's the same for Power BI. When you are developing a Power BI report, you need to share this report to the whole company with an app or for the workspace. And you can integrate this report inside Viva Connection experience. So you can select a specific page, you have the navigation and filter span, and you have the same experience than inside the web client of Power BI. For coming soon feature, this may be the most interesting for every people. The mobile experience is coming soon, so you will have soon the capability to deploy the mobile experience. It's just an app inside Teams, and this app will have a company brand with a logo and a title. You will have the adaptive cards and SharePoint and Teams apps. You can customize the cards with development, and right now you have a new SPFX SharePoint Framework component type called adaptive card extension. I will show you this just after in the demo. It's the first of many planned extensibility points by Microsoft. Some of new extensibility options are coming soon, but this is the first. This card extension is available with SharePoint Framework 1.13 only. And the SPFX 1.13 is actually in private beta. It's not available for everyone. And with SharePoint Framework, you have card templates like basic card, image card, primary text. And if you want, you can sign up for the private preview if you want to just test these extensions with SharePoint Framework beta. If you want, you can just go to this link and register for the private preview. And the mobile experience will be just configurable inside the web setup. It's a simple web setup to configure this mobile experience, and it's really quick. And the second is a dashboard experience. The dashboard experience is will be available as a Webpart and inside the mobile experience. It's a dashboard. It contains the cards and it's consistent across the endpoint. So you have a mobile view, you have a tablet view, and you have a desktop view, but the cards are the same inside. It's responsive and you have all the things placed well. That's it for dashboard experience. So right now, this is Viva Connection dashboard. So you have the mobile experience, the tablet, and the desktop experience. This will be the dashboard experience. And at the moment, you can, with a private SharePoint Framework beta, you can extend this card. All these cards are adaptive cards, but you can use the SharePoint Framework to build your own cards. And what is what's behind the card? You have 3 templates. You have base basic card, you have base primary text, you have base image, you have 3 templates, and you have the quick look. When you are clicking on the action button on in the card, you can open a pop-up to show some content or information you want. But I think slides are good, but I think you want a demo because it's maybe the most relevant time. So in this demo, I will show you some a custom Viva Connection experience with SharePoint Framework 1.12.1 is the latest GA. I've made a SharePoint Framework card with private beta. I've used React, Microsoft Graph Toolkit, Adaptive Cards, Power Apps, Dataverse for Teams, and Power BI. So right now, I've deployed a brand new template from Microsoft, and I made some customization with all the tool listed here. So let's switch to my screen to show you what this experience look like. So this is my Viva Connection experience. So this is a brand new template from Microsoft. And right now I have the custom branded app with the global navigation. And the first extension point is Webpart. So I have these two Webparts. My agenda and my recent file are built on Microsoft Graph Toolkit. So I used the agenda component and the file list component inside this Webpart. And I've built just two Webparts and integrate inside this page. So basically, this is a custom Webpart. And if I click on the calendar, I go to the event. And for the files, it's just a file list. The recent file, you have the component has some capability to check the insights for Microsoft 365, and this is the recent files. So I can just click and go to the file. These are custom Webpart. If you see at the bottom, if I scroll down, you see you have a custom footer. This custom footer is an application customizer. It's not the out-of-the-box SharePoint footer. I've made it to reflect the template of Microsoft with the color and the font, sorry. But this is an application customizer. And if you want, you can customize the footer and the header. So basically, I've just put some link on announcement, support, homepage, and webmail. But you can build your own footer and header if you want. That's possible for application customizer. You see, and the main thing is floating, because if you are using the out-of-the-box footer, it's go through the scroll. This application customizer footer is floating on the page. So sometimes it's really nice to have a floating footer. Next, inside this page, I have a Power BI report. And I've made a Power BI with the right font and colors. And I've integrated this report inside Viva Connections. And at the end, I've just made a simple Dataverse for Teams app. And you can integrate this app inside the Viva Connection experiences with the right colors and font if you want. It's possible for out-of-the-box web parts. Right. That was just for the main extensibility option with SharePoint Framework. But now you want to see what's coming. And what's coming is, for me, really interesting for you. So I'm going to the SharePoint site, and now I have access to this dashboard. And this will be the dashboard experiences in Microsoft Viva Connections. So basically, what are we going to have in the dashboard? It's adaptive cards. All of these are adaptive cards, and you have a lot of different adaptive cards. I've put every different type of card. So basically, you have web link, you have web page link, SharePoint page link, sorry. You have the task. It's a Microsoft Planner and To-Do tasks. You can integrate a SharePoint app. You can build your own adaptive card with adaptivecard.io. I will show you the website just after. This card is made with SharePoint Framework 1.13. So you can extend the adaptive card with SharePoint Framework with your own logic, your own content, your own company brand if you want. And we have this medium card is large card, sorry, is based on adaptive card JSON content. So basically, you have always an action button, and you see it's adaptive card. So if I edit these experiences, you see you have the mobile view. This will be the experience in the Teams mobile app. And you have the tablet view and the desktop view inside SharePoint or Viva Connection in Teams. Basically, if you want to create just, for example, if you want to add a card, you can add card. By default, in this private beta, you have just a limited set of out-of-the-box components, but Microsoft will publish a large set of new components. So basically, if you just want to integrate an existing, maybe a custom template from this site, maybe if you see, it's adaptivecard.io, and you can generate, if you want, adaptive card for your needs or building from templates. So basically, I will use the card designer, and in this card you have the capability to choose the size, medium or large. You see, it's different, but let's see medium card. You can put a title. You can put an icon like a SVG file or other things like this. It's a web URL. You can choose a template. You can put a heading, a description. If you want to enable a card action, it's a button. You can show a quick view or go to a link. For this example, I will just show you how to create the adaptive card. So basically, if I go here, I can create a new card. Maybe I will check, maybe this one. Okay, I have this. So inside my experience, I can go here and copy this template and put this template just here. If I put this template, I need to put the data JSON too. Data JSON is here. Oh, sorry. So copy and now paste. And basically, if I go this one, this is to show a quick action right now. And if I republish, you see, you have the weather forecast. So basically, you can use this site to create your own card without any development with SharePoint Framework or like this. So you are building your card and you are integrating with the card designer inside Viva Connection dashboard. This will be the dashboard experience. This is just a flight status. You can just click here to access the Teams app. You can integrate Teams app. If I go to this card, you can choose any Teams app to be integrated in this card. This card is for tasks. This card is for web SharePoint page. You can select one page. You can just use this card for web link, and that's it. And this card, if I show you maybe I will show you in Visual Studio Code. Sorry, I don't see my. Sorry, I will just stop sharing and resharing my screen. Right. For those who want to see what a SharePoint Framework solution with for Viva Connection dashboard card is looking like. So basically, this is a custom adaptive card extension. So in this demo, I've just created a simple card. This is a card deployed on the Viva Connection experience. And in this project, you have the asset with the SharePoint logo. Your card view, you have the quick view, and the quick view template is just an adaptive card. You see, it's JSON. And it's not SPFX code, TypeScript code, or like this. It's an adaptive code. And you are dealing in this template with SPFX TypeScript code. So basically, what it looks like, it's like that. You have all TypeScript, and you have a uniform structure. Your project is based on a template. So Microsoft is creating a template with some base classes. So you just need to build based on this template in SharePoint Framework. So basically, you have the full control of what it's included in your card with SharePoint Framework, because the other cards are not linked to SharePoint Framework. So you can build everything you want with Microsoft Graph, with Azure AD, if you want, inside this kind of adaptive card with SharePoint Framework. So that's it for my side. Basically, all these dashboard features will be available during the summer. I don't have the exact months, but maybe between July and August, maybe September. I don't have the exact date, but it will be available in summer with the Webpart, with the mobile experience, and the adaptive card extension with SharePoint Framework 1.13 as GA. So I don't have anything else to show you, but if you have any question about this session, so feel free to ask, and maybe we can just talk about some of your questions right now.